got 2 minutes.
What?
We have 2 minutes till
We got 2 minutes, okay.
We are at Hollywood and Vine, just got downtown to Hollywood, and we're going to be catching a bus down to the Paramount Studios here in just a second. Very exciting.
Introduce the world to the Pantages Theater, honey.
Ta-da!
There's Capitol Records.
You ready now?
Good, how are you?
Badge?
You have yourself to a badge and a lanyard?
There you go.
Yay!
Badge?
Thank you.
Hello.
Got our lanyards. Hello, we are on Paramount Studios right now, starting the CineGear Expo. Going to be meeting up with our DP and our editor, checking out, seeing what all we need and what all we want. Very fun.
About having a lot of low lighting in this situation, that's the character, right? I mean, he's kind of, you know, you want him to look really gaunt, really like
It can't be
eye sockets.
It can't be deep as dark as it was in our camera shoot. It's got to be a little.
yeah,
like
obviously.
towards the end of the story, it could be that dark.
I'm
but
talking about direction. Like obviously, actually, it'll start off because it's still dead.
Even then, I mean, I estimate we got like at least 5 lighting changes. Right, we got to go from broad daylight to dusk,
Evening.
dusk sunset.
Yeah.
We have what ostensibly is party lighting, and then
Car chase.
just chase lighting,
And then
and
slow.
just regular
country.
dark lighting, right?
Yeah.
Like there's
do they have any drones here? Is there any drones?
yeah, there's drones here.
I want to see a drone
There's
display
all
too.
kinds of different problems.
We got to think.
A buddy
We
of
got to
mine
think
in
call
Atlanta
box too.
Just had a drone built.
You're like, we can make this
Really?
complicated
There's a
if we
lot
want
of
to.
problems.
Seems
starting a
to
whole
be
business.
Oh, nice.
diagnosed
Using
and addressed.
So what are we gonna go look at first?
Yeah, we might as well just go to the exhibits and you guys can show you around a little bit. There's a lot of panels going on, and hopefully I'll get you guys situated, duck into a panel, and then come back and meet you.
Sounds good.
Pushing off.
If you flip over, you have it out and around. You can do that.
See, that's a drone, honey.
That one's cool because you can set like a minimum height, right?
But just think about it. You
And
can.
it won't go beneath that.
Neuralinks to HDMI video downlink, so
You'd be shooting the handle.
You can, within that configuration, you either can do like your dolly ins or dolly outs or your tracking shots because the head is not concerned to move. It's not programmed to move. In this configuration, you have a second operator with a joystick, and he controls the side to side. For like what we were doing, if you wanted to dolly in on Tony Animal,
There's no, I can't really think of another way to do it.
In that tight of a space.
without having to like take the thing apart.
Exactly, without having to take the floor out.
Hey, if we are shooting 4K, we can push it in after
Well, you
too.
can put it in that way as well. I love this business. So this is what you're looking at for call box.
Is there anyone testing the Novo here?
That's where I'm taking you. Actually, this is the 2.7. This version.
thank you.
Yeah, sure. This is the 2.7. Now, you gotta put this in. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's good for you guys to see it, and then the next step is to go down there and like get a proper demo, ask the questions that we want to ask, get the specs, see some footage that's already been shot. I'm sure they have. Get a good feel. Okay, have you guys ever intercut this with this? Everything that we're looking to do is probably been done, right? Maybe not in the same, except that. Although I've seen some test footage of it, the dynamic range is not bad.
I'm targeting the third week of June for us to do a full hands-on camera test with the ribbons and the Novo and the limo on the actual spot. That's the plan.
So, you know, it's a pretty impressive thing. But like, you know, what they did here, this is exactly what they did in the slums of Mumbai. They had these cameras and they were rigged to these drives, and the drives were in a backpack. And the operators were just literally wearing the drive and running through Mumbai, shooting those scenes, all this thing. It's pretty impressive.
You've got to recover that technology.
You know, you bring a camera out of Mumbai, next thing you know, you got 10,000 people, like, oh, what's going on? It had to be, it's kind of like,
That looks
discreet
like
as they
some
could be.
seriously high-tech shit. Like anybody who's seen it, like, oh, what the hell is that?
Right, exactly.
Like imagine the camera just like floating around, like, you know, so here's your limo, right? There's the back bench. Imagine the camera is like, you know, here, and then it kind of goes like this. Maybe he goes to get a drink and he follows him.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for in a couple
back.
spots. There's some long takes and with movement, and he's moving around the limo and that.
Killer, because having it just sit there locked up and letting the actor do everything.
Oh, it's gonna crash! Oh! Down goes the drone.
That was an expensive mistake.
I hope you had insurance.
I'll make
Let's
that
shoot it. You know, like, so it's a no-brainer. You guys win, I win, everybody wins.
Is that something? Is that
We can shoot
the
the
camera that we can use on call box too?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're better off using this on call box.
Yeah, and we can afford it on callback.
Because it's a bit of a better.
Well, I was just trying to think of a way to roll more into.
But it's a better low light performance. I think low light performance is going to be.
And callbacks, that's too. Well,
biggest
this
thing,
movie is
you know.
too, but we have places to put lights in.
Right.
Callbacks, we don't.
Exactly.
You need long
Bigger
throws.
set
and-
pieces.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're gonna need big long throws that are really
I want
like.
more flexibility.
What do those shoot? Like what are they up to now?
They're really, in truth, they're 2.8K cameras. True. Now there's configurations that allow you to shoot it raw, but it's still 2.8K. So, but the thing is, they put how Arri is different than Red is they put their R&D into dynamic range. Red put their R&D into resolution. So it's two different approaches, two different priorities. That's why
Always a trade-off.
they crush it in dynamic range, color rendition, and be able to shoot low light. But Red crushes it in stuff that someone who's going to have to do compositing and degeneration, they crush it in that department. So you just got to use it. For me, it's not one's better than the other. It's just what's the right camera for that situation. This can be programmed into any color.
It's turning green now.
Any color you want, and any intensity and any saturation. So, is that a stop? Is that a green light? Green light. Is that a red light? Red light.
So, how many strips do you think we would need of that, like that square one, to light up the inside of the limo?
No, that's why we got to test. Right? But this is definitely the solution. I can't find a more elegant solution to look up. These are all, you can put them all on DMX timers, which is basically an outboard control of this. So the gaffer could just be programming cues. So he could say, hey, I want it to go from green to purple here. And he could just be doing this remotely. You know.
This morning, it was Paul Thomas Anderson movie that we were shooting last night.
There you go.
We were doing the car at 8mm lens in the front. So we had 24 channels.
The next vlog that I'd probably want to contribute would have to do more with whatever conversations we have with Leaf, whatever comes of that.
We're just looking at.
So I'm interested in that part of it, like the model, how I might use the model to help kind of pre-plan some things. Hey, how you doing? This is two of my students. And then the second test, you know.